are some of the most common mistakes that people make when starting their home care business?
Wow, I did not know you were going to go there. I think people try to grow too fast. And then guess what? You've exhausted your money. Social media will really affect you in an adverse way if you get caught up because you see what other people are doing.
What are some things that you saw that maybe even took you aback? It's like, wow, that was actually a really smart move. That was actually, I wouldn't have even thought of that.
My husband and I, we literally take people from the ground,
Yeah.
from just having a vision, like visionaries, right? Okay, I'm a medical doctor, but hey, you the guru in this home care space. Wow, I did not know you were gonna go there.
Yeah.
That's like, whoo, so many thoughts just started like going off in my head. But I would say I like giving like top 2, top 3. But so many thoughts are going through my head, so I'm just gonna rattle off a few.
Yeah.
I think in business in general, not just specifically for the home care industry, I think people try to grow too fast. I really do. You know, they get excited, they may have access to some funds, they may have family in, different states, and they try to grow too fast. And I always give like an analogy of like a soulful dinner. Like you got your steak, you got your potatoes, you got, for me, macaroni and cheese, you got the collard greens, and you may not have made it at home. So it's not your mama's, right? And then you want to add a little bit of seasoning, like a touch of pepper, touch of salt, and there's none available. And then you go in that kitchen drawer and you're like, oh my God, this is from the Chinese restaurant. And you have this plastic utensil set, right? And it has 1 pack of salt and 1 pack of pepper. And I use the salt and pepper as an analogy to money, right? And then I use the plate as far as your territory, the service area. And it's like, take that little bit of money that you have and put that salt on the meat. So then you can really taste it, right? But then if you take that salt or that 1 pack of pepper and you spread it all over the plate, guess what? What do you think?
Diminishes the flavor that you could experience.
Exactly. And so it's like marketing dollars. You have a couple of dollars and you could really like make a difference in your community. You can kind of saturate and, diversify and a little bit of marketing here, advertising, maybe some brand awareness, maybe some PR, and really get that meat seasoned. You know what I mean? So you can appreciate it versus taking it and spreading it from this county, this state, that state. And then guess what? You've exhausted your money and nothing is coming back. Right? There's no return on investment. There's no flavor. There's no excitement, no enjoyment with eating, the steak because you spread it too thin. It's all over the place. So I would say that would be my number one thing that I've seen that, people fail because they try to spread themselves thin. And a lot of times I would say the second thing would be flossing, like showing off, because sometimes people think, if I'm in this state and that state, or I'm covering 20 counties, like, the gram will get you jacked up. Instagram, social media will really affect you in an adverse way if you get caught up because you see what other people are doing. So I would say the second thing is just be authentically you and not do what people are doing on Instagram, because most of the time it's not real. I mean, my husband, Coach Rob, just showed me a studio where it was like a plane, like looked like somebody was on a jet, and it was a content studio. So it was a prop. You know what I mean? So you was looking at me real crazy, but it's true. A prop. Now it was fabulous. I'm not hating, but I'm saying don't diminish your beginning because you're trying to emulate someone's end, when the end may not be a reality. So that would be my second. Well, God has blessed me with a brilliant brain, so I kind of think of a lot. With my consultancy firm, like my husband and I, we literally take people from the ground,
Yeah.
from just having a vision, like visionaries, right? And
Yeah.
sometimes as a visionary, they can't even really visualize where they're going.
Mhm.
So most of my clients, I would probably say 99% of them are really in that mode where I can develop them and enhance the gifts that God has blessed them with. So they don't necessarily come with a lot of out of the box ideas. And that's one of the things that I try to instill in them is how I think, like just different.
Mhm.
You know, it kind of reminds me of that book, Blue Ocean,
Mhm.
versus, you know, everybody being in this red ocean, to think differently. So I can't necessarily think of something that someone has done that really wowed me, because I have such high expectations for my clients
Yeah.
and I give them so much that they really put themselves in a position of a student
Mhm.
and leverage everything they get from the program and
Mhm.
everything that I pour into them. And then they just 10x it. I mean, you know, we take people from having a desire and a vision with maybe earning $50,000 a year, less or more, because we do have nurses, nurse practitioners, and physicians that we train, that may be at a higher, you know, financial status, and just 10x it, you know. So they come in humble, you know. Okay, I'm a medical doctor, but hey, you the guru in this home care space. So whatever you tell me to do, I'm gonna do it. And it's pretty ironic that I transitioned that question into this, because we had a Zoom session, a coaching session last night, and a few of my clients were sharing their testimonials, and they're like, just do what she says. And then I just kind of ran with it. I'm like, do what I say,
Say.
people. Do what I say. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I can't say that. I'm trying to think of this. I think it was actually on last night's Zoom. I'm trying to think, it was something that someone said, and I'm like, wow, that was brilliant. But I just can't remember. So maybe by the end of this interview, I will remember. But I was blown away with it yesterday, and I'm like, say it again, say it for the people in the back. You know what I mean? And I'm like, I've never done that. So, dang, I'm hoping and hopeful that I will remember. But other than that, nothing really surprises me, because I have high expectations for my clients to 10x, if not more, you know, whatever I give them. You know,
Yeah.
because I really teach them to fish. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? So I'm teaching how to get this fish. I want you to cast a net. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? And get a whole bunch
Yeah.
while serving first.
Absolutely.
Yes. You may not know this, but I suffer with imposter syndrome.
Mm.
I think about the impact that's going to affect the next generation. No matter what your upbringing may have been, it doesn't define who you are.